It's been quite a dramatic morning indeed, right? We're talking about successful relationships from a perspective of
God
Christ,
based. Yeah.
God, God based successful relationships,
Yeah.
right? So, nowhere in that should you expect there to be a talk about it's okay to have sex before marriage and it's okay to look outside and have sex outside of marriage and it's okay to have more than one. You can't have more than one
You know,
successful relationship.
one of the questions I often get, um, somebody called me for prayer and they say, Pastor, can you pray for me, please? I'm trying to have a child. You're trying to have a child for a long time. And I said, like, you're married? And the person said, no. I said, what? You want me to pray for you to fornicate? I've been
You
getting
you
that a
are
lot.
you are praying for but the audacity
Yeah, I mean, people. I sometimes persons message and say, Pastor, I deal with this married man. I'm trying to get a child with this
are you
married
serious?
man.
Hold
I'm
on,
like,
hold on,
you
hold
deal
on.
with
What?
somebody else, man, and you're trying to. Yeah, we get some of the real stuff.
The real both his boy.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
real both. Pastor, they're a married man
yeah,
and we just can't get pregnant. I'm like, I would be like, you see, God knows who He calling for his
yeah. But I tell them straight
ministry.
up. I'm very always honest with them and straightforward. So the question that the person asks, it would be no who asks
Right. So they
concern.
asked in no, I can't remember the
Yeah,
exact
concerning being a
question.
wife before,
Right. Being a wife before.
if that includes sex. Of course not. Of course not.
All right. So we touched on about 3 points for successful relationships, right? So we're gonna touch on the fourth one now. Soul ties, human ties.
Yeah.
What are those and how do we get rid of them?
Okay, soul ties. Let's deal with that one first, right?
Yes,
The Bible
soul
said that
tie.
we must not be unequally yoked with an unbeliever. Um, Yokes are formed,
Not egg yolk.
not egg yolks. It's spiritual. You are connecting with someone that was not meant for you. Let's say you're connecting with someone that was not meant for you. Joseph knew that Mary was meant for him, so they connected. Persons who normally have um promiscuous relationships, like always having sex all over the place with that person, that you could have transference of demonic spirits. Yes, demonic spirits transferring from one individual to another individual. I was dealing with a case not too long ago where a gentleman became demon possessed because he had sex with a person who was involved in witchcraft, and also the person was demon possessed. The person was the lady was demon possessed, but also involved in witchcraft, and she used ties or human ties or spells, spells of charms to try to tie him. Now there are things that women will use. They will rub it on their private before having intercourse with men, and so to tie the man, oils, certain oils, or they will light certain candles, or they will have certain what do you call it, crystals, not crystal, but
Keep me
crystal.
out of this.
They will have certain crystals inside of their apartment or their home, or they will light incense, use incense and burn these incense inside of the home. So they will try to tie the man. And a lot of women end up getting possessed or linked to a man because of this. Now there are other means. Some women use put the name in a cucumber, cool the man, put the man
Hold
in
on,
a
hold on, hold on, hold on,
in
hold
a
on, hold on. Excuse me.
yeah,
What about the cucumber?
yeah, put the no, don't try this at home, please. They put the name in a cucumber and put it in the fridge, cool the man. So he has a tie to his soul and he don't even know. The woman doing the man all kind of thing,
Does the cucumber rot?
and he cannot. I mean, if your cucumber is in the fridge and the freezer, it gets all watery and frozen up. So the man
Oh,
can't do nothing.
oh my gosh.
Also you have
So
to
she
be
could have like
control over him.
and like do like have other men and he's just there, baby, I love you.
Yeah, there was a case in St. Vincent that I dealt with
I love these
A
stories.
young lady and a magistrate here in St. Vincent. Yeah. And the young lady went to an Obeah man here and she put two spells on her shoes, a control me and a dominion spell, so that she can cause a soul tie between her and the magistrate because they had a relationship. Yeah. And she buried one of his pictures inside of a flower pot. Now I had to do deliverance on this young lady. Yeah, so she had caused a soul tie between her and the magistrate. And the magistrate is a married man as well. No, no, I'm not gonna call no names.
No, I mean, no, but I
But I can
mean,
give you the stories, the true stories of what has been happening here in St. Vincent. And there are many persons. I remember a Miss SVG contacted me once. A Miss SVG said that she went through the same means of tying men.
what?
Um, it happens a lot here in St. Vincent. There are women that are going and buying these oils and they rub down the oils in hoping that it will cause them to keep the relationship. There was a young lady that did deliverance on not too long ago. She sent some money to Africa so that she can save her relationship, and she end up getting the worst of it. End up the demons entering her and
Oh,
so
so the
and so.
demons came virtually?
Yeah, well, demons are not bound by positions or locations. They can
Oh,
move
oh, so you could like
because
download,
they're
you could
spirit.
download them.
Well, you can use if you want
It's
to use
something
that word,
else.
download or cause open doors or portals for them to come into the
Oh,
person's life.
wait a minute.
Yeah, but
Okay.
soul ties are very serious. Sometimes persons you're having sex with your partner and you're thinking about somebody else. There's a soul tie that is there inside of your life. You're thinking about somebody else who you used to have a relationship with, or you're fantasizing about somebody. Jesus said this: if you think about having sex with a woman, you have already committed the act. So yes, men could have sex with a woman and not touch the woman. And that could cause soul ties as well. That's why. Then we have astral projection. There are persons who astral project into people's homes and have sex with them. I remember there
What
was
is
one
Astro
story.
Project?
Astral project is taking your spirit man out of your. It's like yoga. Yoga is like astral projecting and meditation. Those are astral. There are a lot of Indians that do astral projection. They call them ascension masters. That picture that they have up with this man they call Jesus, with the white man and long hair, it's really ascension masters because the Bible did not describe Jesus like that,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
right? So they astral project into homes and have sex with with women. Actually, women having dreams of having sex with men
So we should just
or
jump out we sleep?
demons and actually having the feelings of having sex. There is some form of soul tie there, and demonic soul ties where women end up having sex with demons and the demons lay claim to these women, and so much that the demons torment their life and destroy every relationship that they enter into. These demons would destroy those relationships. So the human ties are really using spells to capture a man, to tie the man to the individual. A woman one time met me and she said, Pastor, I want to talk to you. I said, hold on a while. The Lord said to me, before I was in a conversation, the Lord said to me, while I'm in the conversation, she ties she man. And now she wanted to break it. I walked over to her before she even talked. And I said to her, I said, you tie the man. She said, yes, Pastor, tie the man. And she began to cry, yes, I tie the man. And there are so much persons that are going down this route because
I should have watched it again.
they want to save the relationship, so they are trying their best to try to tie the man. Some people say that the children don't tie man anymore, so they use
Sitting
any
at
means.
home, me down.
Yeah,
Yeah, Beanie Man sang a song on that.
right. So then now they're trying to use other means, spells, charms, to try to capture the men. That's why I often say you have to be careful as men and women because there are women being tied by men as well. Yeah, men tying women as well. So you have to be
So
careful what you eat from who. That's why if you go in certain places, certain small islands, you have to be careful not to eat roti. My mentor once told me a true story of that happened inside of Tobago. He went to Tobago to do ministry, and this young lady fell in love with one of the boys, the guys and them who went on the trip with him. When they are ready to leave Tobago, he's looking for the guy. The lady don't give him something to eat to tie him. When they go to the house, the man don't want to come out the house. He's crying and bawling. He don't want to leave. He's not leaving.
That's some serious curry.
It's serious. It's serious.
Oh
So
my
they had to
goodness.
literally lift him up and take him out. He said,
Yeah.
and break the spell. There are men that are walking around right now with charm spells. They have been tied. They find themselves, they just up under the woman. Every money they take the woman using and abusing and all these kind of stuff happening, and they can't do nothing. The cooling spell, the woman cool them.
Cool you down. We're gonna take a call at this time. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Gotta make it quick,
Good
right?
morning. Crystal, I hope all you really listening to that brother here. Like, we see the man talking it. Everybody, people, a lot of people say he thinks them for joke, right? But the man talking,
Serious.
that's why I see me born religion, but me embrace spirituality. And this same energy, you know, the man talking about that people using so bad. It's the same energy the Haitian them used to tap into the ancestral strength to take over Haiti from the French back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have, oh, there's something negative, but we could use the same spiritual energy now to tap into a positive energy, but everybody doesn't get brainwashed by white people and the colonial mind. You know, we tapping into it to Cayman, we tapping into it to do evil. So we could tap into it to do positive things. So, but I hope all the really listening to the man, that's why I think already key from people and we don't hang around certain people and the man is very true when he says spirits are not bound to a set location. Because somebody tell a spirit to me right here in Washington DC, and it's not a joke thing. I did talk about a particular church in St. Vincent, and somebody of the congregation sent a spirit to me. But my spirituality is so strong that me send it back where it come from. So you have to be in tune with yourself because people want to stifle my mouth, but a spirit come and me see the spirit and my wife see the spirit because my wife happened to them things spiritually. Big man, I hope people listen to it, they really say, I really hope they really listen to it, say, but God always have to conquer evil. So big up yourself, Jen. Very informative program. Please tell big up yourself.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, bring yourself, Max. Okay. So human ties are like spells and catching people and hooking them, and I've heard of this sweat rice story,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
but for the most part it's coming from what women do to hook men.
Yeah.
Not saying that men don't do it to
Men do it as well. Yes.
hook women. So if the woman put the name in the picture, what do the men do?
I think men.
Or maybe you don't want to
I'm
answer
not too
that.
sure of men going to the extreme,
Maybe they use a tomato.
but men use mostly the ointments, oils, and so forth. There are places in St. Vincent who actually sell these stuff,
So
and that's considered witchcraft. When anytime you participate in this, you're opening up yourself to demonic activities, and the devil always have some other plan behind what he's doing. So he might present it in a nice package, but then inside there is destruction and there is death involved inside of it.
it
So
could be
most
spiritual death.
it could be spiritual death. So
Right.
sometimes persons who do that end up seeing their finances depleted, the relationship eventually goes sour. And one of the things that the woman was complaining about is that the man was beating her and butting her, and she could not do anything about it because she already tied the man. There's a human tie there. She can. There are other ties where it's just spiritual with an unbeliever. Like for instance, you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus Christ, and the person does not believe such doctrine.
Mhm,
When you connect with that person, you create conflict, a conflict of interest, and
mhm.
it can't work. Relationships in that case would always have some kind of conflict inside of it. Like for instance, I'm a Christian and I'm married to a Muslim, right? There's always going to be a conflict. Oh, you need to follow my way. Oh, you need to follow my way.
Right.
Yeah,
You must be on the same page. Could
definitely.
it also happen if two Christians are married, but one going to a cult and the other one is going to a not a
Definitely,
cult.
definitely, definitely.
Okay, okay, all right, interesting. So now that we know what human ties and the soul ties are, and how somebody could be in a different part of the world and send their spirit and have sex with you in your dreams and all kinds of things, how do you avoid or get rid of them? How do you fix it?
Breaking soul ties first has to do with renunciation. You must renounce it. So I normally ask persons to pray a prayer of renunciation. So
So you're gonna say that prayer
yeah,
now?
you just repeat and you just
You
say
want
I
me to repeat
no,
it?
you don't have to repeat, but persons will just say I renounce every evil thing that I've done, spoken, thought, looked upon, listened to, ingested in any way to bring harm to myself or to my family. And when you finish renouncing that, then you ask God to then take control of your body.
I don't forget what you just said.
Okay, I probably write it down somewhere. If you forget it, you can just get the book. The book, all of the information is inside of my book.
Okay.
Married to Eve, living with
Shameless plug.
Jezebel, and sleeping with Delilah. It's a very interesting book.
Can I
It's,
see
it's
that?
a guide towards having a successful relationship. Married to Eve,
Married to Eve, living with Jezebel and sleeping with Delilah.
and sleeping with Delilah. It's a very interesting book. At the end of the book, there are scriptures to help you in your relationship. There are also um, the prayer of renunciation is inside of the book so that you can renounce some stuff that has been happening. Also, seek deliverance because deliverance is necessary. Now, everybody goes through a level of deliverance. Deliverance is not something that person should be afraid of or ashamed of. Every human being, because we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Everybody had some form of sin and still commit sin every single day. So getting some form of deliverance would be okay as well.
Now, we wanted to also touch on divorce, but we have 3 more minutes.
Oh,
So I'm not sure how much, and then we have some responses here. All right. Somebody says Solomon was an idiot.
the Bible said he was the wisest.
I wasn't there. Falling angels having sex? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark?
Yeah, you have to go in the scriptures for that one. The fallen angels, the sons of God came down and slept with the daughters of men and produced giants.
Okay. Now, as long as there is money and material, man and woman are always going to be at odds with each other, and it's proven women always want more. They are never satisfied. Hence, the Garden of Eden and the apple. Man and woman will never be equal. They need to accept that. We are living in a materialistic world where there's like Nicki, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion as their where women have these ladies as their role models, and these ladies are thought
What?
thoughts. Thots.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So that's why I kind of so long to say it now because I didn't want to. But anyways, moving on. Women want a traditional man, but they want to be a modern day woman. It can't work until you accept the reason why they were made for us. Was to be a companion and not nagging, talking about where you don't have and watching other people's life. A man can do without a woman, but a woman can't do without a man.
That's not
Excuse
true.
me.
A man can't do without a
Let
woman.
me tell you something right now. Yes, a woman can live her entire life without a man,
That's the truth.
and vice versa.
No, the Bible says it's not good for a man to be alone.
Okay,
That's what the Bible
but
says.
women could live without men. So
But
it's
there
the
are-
other way around.
There are men that will be given the spiritual capacity to be able to do such a thing. Because
Okay.
Paul survived his lifetime without a woman, but there was a lot of thorn in the flesh. He says, if you're burning with passion inside, I better you get married than to burn.
Okay. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I see where you are coming from. All right, boy. Love your intuitiveness very much and really enjoy listening to you. I love women and believe they should all be treated as queens. It's a shame some of the things women have endured and continue to endure at the hands of men. I'm a man and I will say this about us. For the most part, the vast majority of us are too immature to understand how women deserve to be treated. Our foolish ego dictates the way we act with or towards women. We need years of reconditioning, starting with our young Black West Indian men, on how women are to be respected and treated. One small thing, I do not like the word submissive used to say how women should be with their husbands. or significant others. Good morning to Myrtle. Somebody says Pastor was going good until he started the foolishness about putting spell to hold people. That's nonsense. I guess she does not believe in that.
It's okay. I give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she does it.
Oh my goodness me. Great topic this morning. These are facts I'm hearing since I'm growing up. Spot on information. Good morning. How can I so okay, woman can do without a man because I can do without a woman. Let me run through some quickly on Facebook and we gotta wrap it up
Yeah,
unfortunately, right?
understand.
Now, so basically, brother saying a man's soul is open for the snatching. It doesn't matter how clean a man's heart is. Doesn't matter how righteous. Nonsense. The last prophet I heard of was a man in Jamaica who had a cult following and was killing followers for a fee. Be careful of these mad people. And he asks if you're married.
Yeah,
You want to
11
respond to it?
years.
Okay, so he just joined
Yeah.
a little
Greetings. I
late.
love you still, man.
Okay. Um, okay. Somebody defined. Now, some more comments there and some voice notes. Let me see if I could put this out really quickly. And I'm begging for an extra minute here.
Good morning, Extreme Family. You know, everything the brother's saying,
Uh-huh.
real talk, because these things happen in Pity Martinique right now, today. That's why you see there's a lot of Vincent men in Pity Martinique, and they can't come back to St. Vincent. That's what's happening. And I know a few of them well that it happened to, and they're still there today.
And people who deny that this thing is happening, they are living in a box. And as he said, it's right. There are a lot of persons that are going through, and I'm telling you, I deal with these cases a lot. Um, a lot of deliverance, a lot of breaking of these yokes. But Jesus can do it for you. All you have to do is come. Some people are afraid to think that there are any yokes that are upon them. Let me- let- let-
Who wants to admit that they've been hooked?
Nobody, I think.
Of course not. Somebody in the studio here said in the
You
back.
get hooked plenty
Jose,
time.
Jose, you want to say it? You want to come here and sit at the microphone?
Jose, telling people,
Come on,
telling
come,
people that
come.
you
Go
get
by
hooked.
that microphone there already and talk to us. Come, careful. Come, go around and tell the
I
people.
almost got hooked many times before, numerous times.
Confession is good for the soul.
Yes.
Thank you, my brother. Almost got hooked
That's
several
honesty.
times. That's honestly, nobody would confess that.
Yeah.
No way. Like, I would
Yeah.
never
And there
tell
are a lot
you.
of men, sometimes they eat the food and then they start feeling so strange. And they find themselves just acting different. And then there are women who had relationships and the man just go by this one person and eat from them or drink something from them. And then all of a sudden the man just changed towards that individual. And I dealt with a case in Canada about a couple of days ago,
Mhm.
and I prayed in the name of Jesus and broke the curse because her husband was charmed by another woman in Guyana.
You're messing with the wrong woman.
Her husband called her about 2 hours after the deliverance session, and he
Mhm.
was his normal self. I'm talking about a man who left the home and moved out, a husband who was good and loving to his wife.
Mm.
When the curse was broken, the husband called her 2 hours. She messaged me and said, my husband just called. She was all excited. And now he wants back that relationship.
Don't mess with woman, man. You mess with the wrong woman, husband. I think this is I'm a spiritual person. Now, Jason, we have to wrap it up and run outside, right? Because we are out of time. First things first, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to discuss this with us. I know that there were a couple of other pointers you wanted to touch on divorce and so on, but that might have to be another, not
Yeah.
might, it will definitely have to be another day.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking for your contact information, so you can share that in case people want to get in contact with you after, especially since you made mention of the book and so
Yes,
on.
you can reach me at 529-4910, or somebody could post it in the chat, 529-4910, or Life by Faith Ministries on Facebook. That's Life by Faith Ministries on Facebook.
All right. Now, somebody is asking that this question be asked, and you gotta answer it like really quickly. Ask him if he thinks it's right for a man to be with a man and have a love relationship.
If a man to be with a man
Ask him if he thinks it's right for a man to be with a man
or a homosexual relationship is
or
talking
having
about.
a love relationship.
If it's a homosexual relationship, we do not condone that. It's not a part of God's plan. And in fact, the Bible says that it is an abomination. We do not support it at all. No kind of homosexual relationships.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. I'm so sorry that we were not able to take all of the responses this morning, but I mean that's how it is sometimes. All right. Thank you so much, Jason. Have a
And
wonderful
I,
day.
God bless you guys.
All right. All right.